मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
अच्छा, सर्व नवयुग गीत विश्व अधिकारी नवजीवन द्वारा विश्व परिवर्तक आत्माओं को सदा सफल करने से सफलतापूर्वक बनने वाली आत्माओं को सदा अपने किए हुए वायदों को साकार स्वरूप देने वाली अचल अखंड स्वरूप आत्माओं को सदा उत्सव मेरे औरों को भी उत्सव द्वारा उत्साह दिलाने वाली आत्माओं को बाप दादा का नए वर्ष और नए युग की स्थापना की मुबारक हो, मुबारक हो, मुबारक हो। साथ साथ ये मत रख सर्व बच्चे आगे बढ़ने वाले हिम्मत दे बच्चे, हिम्मत दे बाप, ऐसे सर्व बच्चों को बाप दादा का याद प्यार और नमस्ते।
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे, रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में, रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में।
Om Shanti. Stay in Avyakt silence and experience the double light angelic stage. Put on your angelic costume in a second. Just as in a physical way, you change your clothes, in the same way, renounce any awareness of your corporeal form and become a subtle angel. Put on your angelic costume in a second. You need to practice this over a long time, for only then will you pass in the final moments? Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakt Parivar. Today's day 13. Stay in Avyakt silence and experience the double light angelic state. Today's topic, put on your angelic costume in a second. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone okay? Avyakt Parivar. One needs to understand what are the benefits of being in angelic form. When do I need them? Why we need them? Because there are many different stages, whether it is seed form stage, there is bodiless stage, and there is angelic stage. Is it to play part in that stage, or is it to help the souls in that stage, or is it Mansa Seva? So it is necessary for all of us to do some more reflections and be clear in the intellect. What's the benefit? Why I need it? And then you prepare that by practicing it very often. Like I was questioning why I need to be angel. Because today I was listening to one of the interview of Sujata from Global Hospital of Dr. Pratap, and it was on compassion. And he was saying that compassion is more human than divine, because in golden age, you don't need compassion. So within the family, care is very important, and cooperation. Care for each other, especially care for the feelings of each other, not just physical care. In Brahmin culture, one of the important thing is food, right? Brahmins don't eat anywhere. So most of the time, we offer toli or snacks or some food. And it's compassion, because if you are on the long road trip, even in the flight, you take food, because in case the flight is delayed or whatever reason, we have to be long hours on travel, we need enough food. So it's like, what are human qualities? What are angelic qualities? I think once we had printed, you all might have, Anthony Estreno wrote something on difference between human and angel. Very little difference, but it makes a lot of difference, because people don't know that's the angelic quality. One of the things for angels, they say that they help, they reach in time and give you help, but they don't expect anything. But human being had this nature. I had been good with you, and because of any reason you didn't have time to express yourself, and you keep saying, I had been so good, I had been caring, I didn't hear from them, I didn't see any kind of expression of that return of the care. So human being always have these expectations of the return, but angels, they do it. Oh, I had been so kind, and other people, they didn't show any kindness. But kindness is my quality, I should just use it. So angel is not expecting, is giving whatever angel has. because it's a being. So it's very interesting. And then I definitely had very subtle way. How can I change dress within a second? Mm. And then when I read the signal, it says through awareness. Change of awareness. It's actually less than a second. I am not angel. I am not human. I am angel. Of course, angel could fly. Human being cannot. Do good and then go. They always say that angels bring the message. So it says, put on your angelic costume in 1 second. Just as in physical way, you change your clothes in same way, renounce any awareness of your corporeal form and become a subtle angel. The second big difference is physical costume and subtle form. And become a subtle angel, but on your angelic costume, put on your angelic costume in a second. You need a practice for this over a long time. For only then you will pass in the final moments. Brahma Baba, 3-4 days ago, before he became Avyakt, was very, very quiet, very quiet. So sisters were thinking, why Baba is so quiet? He will walk around, he will do what he has to do, he will give directions, finish writing his letters. So many, they question, they discuss, did Baba knew that he's leaving or he didn't? And if he knew, why he didn't tell us? Of course, the answer Baba would give, that if I tell you, you will pull me, you won't let me go. Like now, when dadis or any seniors, they are not too well, but everyone is there. They should stay. They're not going. They're not, they do everything. But if somebody is not physically ill and ready to go, can quietly go, right? Baba went. And Baba never told because he knew that intellect of children will pull me. So his switching off from corporeal to angelic was very, very nice, very pleasant. In the same way, if we practice, to go beyond, be subtle, be angelic. And angels are always like they reach at the time of need. Whenever, whatever moment you need, you see angel is there. And they bring not only message, but also gifts. Like blessing, any kind of good wishes. And so it's the angels who really could do it. That is why, we serve and sometimes we take service also from others. But Mansa Seva is very important for each other. And Mansa Seva is love, care, fulfilling the needs of the person, especially emotionally, feelings of belonging. belonging to family. But you have to keep your dress ready to change, right? And you have to try it, keep it so that you have practice to wear it, how you feel. So it's very beautiful. Change the awareness, angelic, subtle from physical. So nothing should really pull me. And that is why even now when we sit in Baba's remembrance, you should see what is pulling me, what is breaking my link of remembrance. Is there what kind of thoughts? And then correct it, change it, or make it proper, right? So tomorrow's homework is to change the costume and become angelic in a second. So let's see, we practice and what are our experiences tomorrow. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister Mohini.
Hello, Om Shanti Gayatri.
I want to pick up on something you said when you were listening to the interview of Pratap Bhai by Sujataben. And he said that compassion wasn't something that was going to be in the golden age. And I wonder how he understood compassion. What was his understanding of compassion? Because I want to read you something about compassion. And it says that true compassion is not just an emotional response, but a firm commitment founded on reason. Therefore, a truly compassionate attitude toward others does not change even if they behave negatively. And I thought of, as you were talking about angels, I wonder if compassion is something that angels have and deities don't have, or compassion is something that angels have and took it into the golden age as a deity and made it something so profound that it never left them. And they were always kind and caring to their fellow human beings, even if they weren't related to them.
Yeah, because I immediately thought that compassion is care and also cooperation. Because as you're saying that it's not just emotional, but also, as it is, let's say my nature. So you understand the feelings of others, because sometimes we don't relate and we don't catch their feelings. So instead of helping, sometimes it's more hurting because I didn't understand. So compassion is like whatever that person is, right? I'm not forcing my understanding on that person. I'm not forcing like, this is what I wish. So compassion is a very soft virtue when I say is that it's something very gentle and of course it has kindness, but also there is some kind of wisdom where it is involved. It's not just kindness as kindness, but true kindness comes from your wisdom, like what really that person requires. And fulfilling that need of that person at that time. What person is really looking for or even begging for at that time? Is it the presence? Is it the love? Is it some kind of conversation or belonging, So understanding the need is very important. And that could happen in compassion.
Sister Mohini, do you feel that Brahmins have a lower level of compassion and a higher level of gyan?
I think sometimes one of the question one Baba's child asked, that she doesn't feel that everyone, like Brahmins, are very compassionate. And that's what her question was also. As you are asking, I think that sometimes fear of attachment, sometimes, like we asked Dadi, service is more important or relationships are more important. Because when we were in London, some souls came. And so when they spoke English, it was not correct or it was not fluent. So if we don't give them chance, they will be hurt. But if we give them, then service won't happen. So there was this big question of what is important, keeping their feelings good or thinking what is standard of service, especially when we're starting something new. Dadi said, if relationships are good, service will happen. But if service happens, relationships are not good, it will not be stable. Since I realized that it's very important when we live together that our relationships should be of love, kindness, not all the time service is not, keep service on the top and keep other values down. That shouldn't be done. So I think maybe because of that or fear of attachment, that if I am compassionate but as I like it, that commitment word in compassion is important. Like recently, someone is in a high position and practices all our principles, study, but is not connected with any center. That means it's like we are able to share our stage or what we're going through. So then I got a call and they said, can we ask Baba that, so Baba said that unless you all have to do Mansa Seva, and person should be communicating, I am going through this, or I have this experience, or what is my next effort, or, somewhere you have to communicate. So Mansa Seva actually, and the care and compassion, care and cooperation, I thought should be there, should be consistent. I would say that Brahmins, when at, need of others and, they don't have to fear that they might get themselves involved or engaged, but they should be able to help in whatever way they do it, whatever way they can do. I think it's very important.
But sometimes, but when I say sometimes compassion can take a secondary role in a Brahmin life, because a Brahmin could put, for instance, the Maryadas higher than a compassion for the soul. And so when that happens, the Maryada, which is supposed to be loving and kind and caring for that person, becomes a punishment for the person. And so they are not hearing what the person needs from us. We are not hearing what the person needs from us. All we want is for the Maryadas to be observed. And sometimes I don't know if I'm an angel at that point, or what am I at that point, if I can't listen to the hearts of my fellow brothers and sisters, and I'm imposing a Maryada or a law or a rule and regulation on them.
I know that one of the sisters used to tell us the story of two Buddhist monks. that they were running and they saw a pond and a woman was drowning. So one of them just jumped in the pond and saved that woman. So they kept running. Then other monk is saying, I am very, very disturbed because you broke the principle, because you touched that woman. He said, I helped the woman and I am out. And you carrying the woman in your mind. So I like that story because maryadas are there. One time I slipped from the stairs of Dadi Gulzar's cottage. There used to be 2 stairs. It was raining and I was wearing slippers. So I just went like this and nobody will help me. There were so many brothers, nobody will help me. Finally, I had to call Nilu. I said, can some sisters help me? Because they don't want to touch my hand. But I'm just giving example that, and after that, of course, they removed the stairs because my both knees, there was marble, so they were quite hard. So it does happen, as you're saying, sometimes maryadas have more preference than, I don't know. Yeah, it's true what you say.
Yeah, and I think it's all connected to being an angel. That angels are always seen as compassionate beings. They are always there to help. An angel will always say, "How can I help?" And I think those would be the first words out of an angel's mouth. But I also wanted, Sister Mohini, to explore with you this fascinating concept that Baba revealed to us in last Sunday's Murli. I was listening this week to see if anyone would ask you about it, but I don't know if I missed when it was discussed. But I wanted to ask you about this subtle machinery that works automatically in relation to our accumulation, based on when he asked us the question, do you know how to use things in a worthwhile way and gain success? And then he asked us, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know what your property is? So before I go into this subtle machinery that is automatic and even God doesn't interfere with, I wanted to ask you as an angel, and I know you say you don't see yourself as an angel because angels have shadows. You see yourself more as a goddess. But coming back to the angel bit, because that's what we're supposed to be practicing. When I change my form from a human Brahmin to an angel, for instance, tomorrow we're practicing it. How do I use these subtle properties in a worthwhile way when I'm in the form, the swarup of an angel? How does it differ from a Brahmin, for instance?
Let's say there are 2 things which I realized, and let's say that evening time, I planned something or I thought that this should happen. And then it's next morning, time passes. A time comes when I stop effort or actions because of night time. But internally, I feel things are working. Time is moving, universe is working, nature is working, God is working. So within that time, whatever is being set for me, or settlement happen, whatever. So I kind of trust Baba and trust Rama that things are working out. Even if I'm not doing anything, because there are 12 hours, 14 hours. It's very interesting because you are connecting with unlimited. He are saying that it's not I make everything happen. There are many, many things. Now what happens is that when I use something in worthwhile way, right, it goes in the account, right? It goes in account. It's not I have to create a separate account. And that is called success. That means whenever you do it with a honest and charitable and selfless way, any action. So, or I give you then material example that I had feeling that I want to help you again particular way. But as soon as we help, and especially if it's with pure bhavana, your bhandara will remain full. It never happens that you gave so you don't have. You know, someone immediately will offer and say, oh, I want to give to Baba, or I want to give to Baba. This is what I'm noticing, that if whether it is by thoughts, whether it is by time, whether it is money or bodily strength, by using it in worthwhile way, you are depositing, like your account is increasing, right? And of course, success is because you did charitable action, so there has to be success. So I internally always believe that charitable actions, not donation or contribution, that is different, right? I contribute, then there is tax exempt, and there's so much goes on with that kind of. But my bhavna that in Madhuban, all the Brahmins should get food, all the Brahmins should get proper accommodation, all the Brahmins when they go, you know, like this time I went and they were talking about pillows, and I made few calls and I said, can we chain them? Can we? Oh, yes, why not? Nobody told us, we would have done it immediately. So that means they have enough stock of everything. So when Brahmins go, they are comfortable and, they don't fall sick, or they are happy there with little physical facilities. So I think that doing it, using anything, even my thoughts in a worthwhile way, there must be some accumulation there too.
But and I know the time will come to an end soon, but I want to ask you this. You, as an individual, you connect to Baba, connect to the yajna, you are doing something in an unlimited way with an honest heart, because that clause came in. You cannot accumulate and use anything. You cannot use something in a worthwhile way and accumulate it unless you have honesty in the heart. I think you're referring to bhavana, pure bhavana with honesty in the heart. But you would do all of that, or someone would do all of that, and do it according to all the subtleties of the internal soul consciousness, and doing it for Baba, doing it with an honest heart. Your Bhandara continues to flourish here in New York, for instance. It gets to Madhuban, and what if it is not used in a worthwhile way? Once it gets to the place that you've sent it, and it gets diverted to other things that are not so pure, then what happens to your account? Will it stay intact? Or, as Baba says, you think you have done all of this and you think that it went into the accumulation, but guess what? Because someone else misused it, it went to the waste. How does that work
It's very
when you
interesting.
release it?
Because I gave to Baba, so Baba will give me return. But then one who used it is his karma or her karma. Dadi Janki and Dadi Prakashmani had this conversation, and Dadi said, Dadi Janki must have told her that we see, a lot of cars, a lot of all this. And Dadi Prakashmani said that 98% actually is used in worthwhile way. But there are some individuals who waste it in the sense of, whatever. So she said it's their karmas. They will have to settle for it. But one who gave, Baba will give them and they will get whatever. So Dadi Janki came to us and she said, I really liked it. She said next morning, she started walking in Shantivan. She saw trucks, she saw trucks going for food, cleaning happening, and so many laborers, everyone doing. So happy because I could see that it's being used in a worthwhile way. But then whatever percentage is not being used, let's say, but they said it's people's karmas then. They will have to settle for it. Nothing to do with one who gave. So that is why one of the thing like I like to make sure that it is goes more for sustenance of Brahmins than for projects and buildings. But buildings also, some are needed because if there is no proper accommodation, then how will feel restful and so I think that I find that maybe 98%, maybe 90% is used in worthwhile way.
Okay, well, it's good to know that it wouldn't interfere in the accumulation of the one who did it according to the spiritual principles.
That is why I give in Bhandara, not any one person, because this is what we are doing now for double foreigners, that Baba's boxes we have announced, we had been announcing. If you find a right person, like some centers, country coordinators collect it and they bring it to Bhandara, whether to RCs or whether whosoever takes care of Bhandara. But other is now we are saying put in Baba's box. And Baba's box is opened by a big team from all the campuses by night time. So that's what we are seeing, that it goes in the right hands, not individuals, because if we give a new individual, they also put in Baba's box, but they might keep some percentage or they might see other needs, what they will do. They might say this is more important. So, but if there is a common team for yagya sustenance, I would want to see that money goes in their hands.
And one final question, Mohini. This whole subtle mechanism, spiritual mechanism, is it when I use my time, my thoughts, my breath, my body, my mind, my wealth for yajna, this subtle mechanism activates, or is it also when I do it for myself?
No, both ways. No, myself and also for any seva we do, any service we do. Because let's say honesty, love, pure feeling, bhavna, all this is subtle, right? But the universe has this capacity, like even 5 elements and time. It captures, like it accumulates, there. Let's say I have pure thought, then it's my pure breath. Now pure breath is going out in the nature, it's going in the air. That same air is being used not only by me, by others. So the pollution which I am creating by negativity, which Baba says atmosphere, it's a very subtle thing, right? But if I am pure loving, I'm creating a lovely atmosphere where everyone can be light, everyone can be happy. So it's a big, it's subtle, but could be seen. The result of your purity, result of your love, it's right out there also, right? I was sharing, I don't know, it was in Chant, when I saw plants happy, blossoming in Peace Village. So I just stood there. I said, people must be happy that they are happy to tree. Otherwise, plants could be dying. Not a single one. And then, of course, I know who is doing it and that. But that is why I made them sing a song which says that, everyone is dancing and be happy. So now happiness and care of the plants is gross, but the atmosphere which is creating, or it is from the atmosphere they are being treated, is very subtle. Same as human life, I think, and it's like, if everyone does things right way in a right thing, then definitely energy is very light and everyone is happy. But there is something more important comes, like money becomes more important, or my this has become more important, then definitely it's some kind of heaviness, some kind of questions do arise. So that is why I feel that every Baba's child should share the responsibility of whatever happening or the atmosphere which is being created and use their subtle powers or subtle energy.
Thank you very much. I know it was a kind of a serious conversation, but I was so interested to know how it works. And to know that it works at 2 levels is very important for Yagya Seva and for my relationship with the Yagya and the accumulation that comes from that, but also me as an individual, an instrument, and what I do as an individual. It also,
Very important.
has bearings on that accumulation. So
That's
thank
true.
you. You clarified it for me.
Yeah, I will think more about it. It's a good topic. It's not serious, but it's very practical. And we need to know all this, right? Okay,
Thank you, Sister Mohini.
We enjoyed. Om Shanti.
संगम युग का वर्षा यही है, शिव से मिलन मनाना। समय श्वास संकल्प सभी सेवा में लगाना। पवित्रता बरसाए जग में, पवित्रता बरसाए जग में। फरिश्ता झलक तुम्हारी, फरिश्ता झलक तुम्हारी। शिव पिता ने दी है तुमको, शिव पिता ने दी है तुमको श्रीमत कितनी प्यारी, श्रीमत कितनी प्यारी। मीठे बच्चों, प्यारे बच्चों।
इतने में क्या हुआ, ड्रामा प्लान अनुसार ब्रिज कोठी जो है, वो ब्रिज कोठी का मकान सरकार का हो गया था, क्योंकि एक राजा का था और राजा की सारी प्रॉपर्टी सरकार के पास, सरकार ने ले लिया था, सब राजाओं की प्रॉपर्टी। तो उन्होंने कह दिया कि मकान खाली करो, ब्रिज कोठी का मकान खाली करो। उस टाइम पर तो सहज रीति से मिल गया, भरतपुर कोठी और दूसरी एक थी कोई कोठी, वो 2 मकान मिल गया और वो शिफ्ट वहाँ पर हो गया। परंतु ये भी ड्रामा अनुसार, एक घर छोड़ना दूसरा घर लेना, वो ड्रामा का परीक्षा तो आती है ना, और उस हम सबके सामने परीक्षाएँ आती है इस प्रकार की, घर बार छोड़ना पड़ता है। तो इस प्रकार से बाबा को ब्रिज कोठी छोड़ना पड़ा, भरतपुर कोठी और कोटा हाउस, दूसरा मकान का नाम था कोटा हाउस, वहाँ जाके रहना पड़ा। फिर परीक्षा आई ड्रामा अनुसार, फिर ड्रामा अनुसार परीक्षा आई। उस जमाने में राजस्थान सरकार का रेवेन्यू मिनिस्टर था मोहनलाल सुखाड़िया। जो मोहनलाल सुखाड़िया जो है वो रेवेन्यू मिनिस्टर था, बाद में वो चीफ मिनिस्टर भी बना राजस्थान का। तो मोहनलाल सुखाड़िया ने नोटिस दिया कि ये भरतपुर कोठी और कोटा हाउस जो है ना, वो राजस्थान सरकार को वापस चाहिए। क्यों वापस चाहिए? वहाँ पर गर्मी के दिनों में चीफ मिनिस्टर को रहने का मकान बनाना है, उसको रिनोवेशन करके कि वहाँ पर गर्मी के दिनों में चीफ मिनिस्टर आएगा, वहाँ रहेगा। इसलिए उन्होंने नोटिस दिया, खाली करो, खाली करो, खाली करो। दादा विश्व किशोर 2 बार जाके आए, इन्होंने कहा ठीक है आपको मैं देता हूँ टाइम, 2 महीना 2 महीना 2 महीना ऐसे करते रहे। और फिर क्या हुआ, 31 दिसंबर खाली लास्ट डे था। 31 दिसंबर के पहले अगले दिन 30 दिसंबर को दादा विश्व किशोर अहमदाबाद, अरे आबू गए, राजस्थान में जयपुर गए एक्सटेंशन डील के लिए। देखो कितनी बड़ी भारी प्रॉब्लम। हाँ, कि 31 दिसंबर कल खाली करना है, कल खाली करना है। और आज 30 तारीख को दादा विश्व किशोर जाकर के कहते हैं कि उसका मकान को एक्सटेंशन करके दो। कितनी बड़ी भारी समस्या है। आपको अपना घर, आप देखो जो रहते होंगे, जिनको मालूम होगा किराया के मकान होगा, और कई सेंटरों के ऊपर हमारी बहनें जो है कई 8-8, 10-10 स्थान बदलती रहती है, क्योंकि छोटे शहरों में मकान ज़्यादा टाइम के लिए नहीं देते हैं, 11 महीना 11 महीना ऐसा ही देते रहते हैं। तो इस प्रकार से दादा गए 30 तारीख को, तो गवर्नर मोहनलाल सुखाड़िया ने कहा कि भाई हमारे तो चीफ मिनिस्टर के लिए ये मकान खाली कराना है, इसलिए हम आपको एक्सटेंशन नहीं दे सकते हैं। कल 31 दिसंबर को आप खाली नहीं करके देंगे तो मैं सिरोही का कलेक्टर को फ़ोन करके बोलूँगा और आपको आपके पास आकर के आपका सामान आदि जो है ना सब रास्ते पर फेंक दूंगा। देखो कितना बड़ा ड्रामानुसार परीक्षा आई। तो उसने कहा ठीक है, दादा विश्व किशोर का मैं देखता हूँ क्या कर सकता हूँ। बाबा ने क्या किया, बाबा ने देखो कैसी युक्ति किया, ड्रामा के अंदर रास्ता कैसे निकालना चाहिए। और लोग जो है मूंझ जाते हैं, डिप्रेशन में आ जाते हैं, समझ सोच नहीं सकते क्या करना चाहिए क्या करना चाहिए। बाबा ने क्या किया, सोच समझ करके काम कराया। बाबा ने विश्व किशोर दादा को कहा कि आप पटना में फ़ोन करो, वहाँ पटना में बाबा के एक बच्चा है हीरालाल जालन करके, हीरालाल जालन करके बाबा का बच्चा है, उसको बुलाओ पटना से दिल्ली। वो हीरालाल जालन जो है वो कहा कि आप पटना में फ़ोन करो, वहाँ पटना में बाबा के एक बच्चा है हीरालाल जालन करके, हीरालाल जालन करके बाबा का बच्चा है, उसको बुलाओ पटना से दिल्ली। वो हीरालाल जालन जो है वो भी बिहार का है, और राजेंद्र प्रसाद जो भारत के फर्स्ट प्रेसिडेंट थे वो भी वहाँ के ही थे। तो इसलिए उसको बुलाओ और वो राष्ट्रपति के साथ मिले और राष्ट्रपति कागज दे वो मोहनलाल सुखड़िया के ऊपर कि इनको 2 महीने का एक्सटेंशन मिले। देखो कितनी विकट परिस्थिति थी। हाँ, इतने 250, 300, 400 जितने भी बहन भाई होंगे सबको कहाँ रखे। अगर दूसरा प्रबंध नहीं मिला और कलेक्टर का एक आदमी आकर के 31 दिसंबर को सारा सामान नीचे रास्ते पर फेंक दे तो कहाँ रहेंगे रात को, खाना कहाँ खाएंगे। बाबा ने उसको कहा, हीरालाल जालन को, दादा विश्व किशोर ने हीरालाल जालन को फ़ोन किया। दूसरे दिन सुबह हीरालाल जालन भाई जो है एयरपोर्ट में पटना से आए दिल्ली, और वो दादा विश्व किशोर और जालन के रिश्तेदार जो थे उसकी कार थी, उसकी कार में बैठ करके राष्ट्रपति भवन गए। राष्ट्रपति भवन में जा कर के हीरालाल जालन ने कहा कि हमको तो राष्ट्रपति को मिलना है। तो देखो राष्ट्रपति के पीए ने क्या बोला, अरे कोई राष्ट्रपति कोई मामूली आदमी है क्या, ऐसा नहीं मिल सकता, अपॉइंटमेंट लेना पड़ता है, क्या ऐसे नहीं मिलेगा। तो उसने कहा मेरा तो राजेंद्र बाबू जो है मेरा दोस्त है, मेरे को उसकी अपॉइंटमेंट की ज़रूरत नहीं है, हम तो बचपन के दोस्त हैं, साथी थे। तो गवर्नर उसके पीए ने कहा वो तो आप बचपन में होंगे, अभी तो आपका दोस्त राष्ट्रपति बन गया है। देखो परीक्षाएं कैसे आती है, ड्रामा अनुसार। तो दादा विश्व किशोर ने कहा चलो हम यहाँ बैठते हैं, देखिए रास्ता कुछ निकल जाता है। तो इतने में बैठे हुए थे, 10-15 मिनट हुई तो राजेंद्र प्रसाद अपने अशोका हॉल है, अशोका हॉल से निकल करके डाइनिंग में खाना का नाश्ता करने के लिए जा रहे थे। इन्होंने हीरालाल जालन को देखा। देखो ड्रामा कैसे है, कैसा वंडरफुल ड्रामा है। आप सब ड्रामा को इस प्रकार से जैसे बाबा ने बस एक्सेप्ट किया, वहाँ ड्रामा वहाँ ड्रामा वहाँ ड्रामा, इस प्रकार से हम एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं। कैसी परिस्थिति थी। हाँ, राजेंद्र प्रसाद ने हीरालाल जालन को देखा, अरे हीरालाल तुम यहाँ क्यों बैठा है। तो क्या उसने कहा कि मैं क्या करूँ, आपका पीए मुझे अंदर मिलने नहीं आने देते हैं। नहीं नहीं तुम अंदर आओ अंदर आओ। तो इसलिए हीरालाल जालन को और विश्व किशोर दादा को राष्ट्रपति ने अंदर बुलाया और कहा कि मैं नाश्ते पे जा रहा हूँ, चलो तुम नाश्ता करो। डाइनिंग टेबल पर बैठे तो उन्होंने कहा नाश्ता करो। तो हीरालाल जालन ने क्या कहा कि मेरा काम तुम दोस्त थे, तुमसे बात करते, आपसे बात नहीं करते थे। दोस्ती में तुम होता है ना, आप तो बड़े लोगों को कहा जाता है। कहा तुम मेरा एक काम कर दो तो मैं नाश्ता खाऊं। तो क्या काम है? तो क्या ऐसे ऐसे हमारा जो पिताश्री जो है उनको कोटा हाउस जो है वो खाली करने के लिए मोहनलाल सुखाड़िया ने बोला है, हम आपको रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आप एक कागज लेटर ऑफ इंट्रोडक्शन दे दो और एक्सटेंशन 2 महीने का करा दो। उसने क्या क्या बड़ी बात है, वो नाश्ता करने से पहले उसने ही अपने पीए को बुलाया और राजेंद्र प्रसाद ने कागज डिक्टेट करा दिया। फिर इन्होंने कहा अभी तो नाश्ता करेंगे ना, तो कहा हाँ अभी मैं नाश्ता करूँगा। नाश्ता किया, इतने में कागज टाइप होकर के आ गया और राजेंद्र बाबू ने उसके ऊपर साइन किया, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया।
Om Shanti Avyakt Parivar. Such a beautiful story of Yagya. So, how Baba was so firm into drama and Baba. So, we can also learn a lot from Baba's life. Thank you, Avyakt Parivar, for bringing such a beautiful class to us. And now, tomorrow is Sunday, and our schedule from Amrit Vela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Then Bhatti will continue and followed by Hindi Sakar Muli until 7:30, and then meditation Bhog offering and English Avyakt Muli. After English Avyakt Muli, we will connect to Double Pointers Madhuban online program. There will be a class by Brother Adam Prakash Ji, How to Follow Brahma Baba. Then Bhatti will continue until evening meditation and Spotlight Drishti sharing, Hindi series, English series, and Avyakti Journey. Welcome to Avyakti Journey, Avyakt Mulis from 1969, multi-million fold fortune and blessings.
Om Shanti. Avyakt Murli, 8th of June 1972. Discerning the final complete stage. Your entertaining nature should not disappear while in solitude. Both should exist at the same time to the same extent. When you become entertaining, you say that you have come down from being introverted. And when you become introverted, you ask, how is it possible to be entertaining? However, both should exist simultaneously. You should be in solitude one moment and be entertaining the next moment. You should be harmonious to the same extent that you are mature and serious. It should not be that you just remain an image of maturity and seriousness. To be harmonious means to be in harmony with the sanskars and nature of everyone. Maturity does not mean that you remain distant and don't meet everyone. Anything in its extreme is not good. When something goes into its extreme, it is called a storm. If one virtue is like a storm and another virtue is merged, then would that seem right? No. So have such powerful dharana within yourself that you're able to stabilize yourself wherever you want. It should not be that you're unable to stabilize the foot of your intellect, that when there isn't an accurate balance, you're not able to stabilize yourself, but you sometimes fall in one place and sometimes in another place, or you continue to fluctuate. The reason for this fluctuation of the intellect is that there is not equanimity. That is, you are not complete. Anything that is full cannot shake. There is shaking when there is something lacking, when something is not full. So this upheaval of wasteful thoughts or of Maya takes place when something is not full. When you are full and there is equanimity of the two, then there cannot be any fluctuation. So, in order to save yourself from any type of upheaval, continue to become complete and you will become perfect. It is impossible for there not to be any impact or influence from anything that is perfect and complete. When the moon is 16 celestial degrees full, it attracts everyone towards itself against their conscious wish. When anything is full and complete, it automatically attracts towards itself. So, you are not able to attract all the souls of the world because of your lack of perfection. To the extent that you have weaknesses within yourself, you are not able to attract other souls towards yourself. When the degrees of the moon have decreased, no one's attention goes to it. But when it becomes full, then everyone's attention goes to it, even against their wish. Whether someone deliberately looks at it or not, it is still visible. In perfection, there is a power to influence. So, in order to be influential, you have to become complete. Do you understand? Acha? Om Shanti.
आबू का तीरथ तुमको पुकारे, आ जाओ ब्रह्मा बाबा हमारे, आना ही होगा। मधुबन तुम्हारी बाट निहारे, आ जाओ ब्रह्मा बाबा हमारे। आबू का तीरथ तुमको पुकारे, आ जाओ ब्रह्मा बाबा हमारे। आना ही होगा, आना ही होगा, आना ही होगा। चारों तरफ आज दुख की घड़ी है, आओ तुम्हारी जरूरत पड़ी है। चारों तरफ आज दुख की घड़ी है, आओ तुम्हारी जरूरत पड़ी है। दुनिया की नौका, ओ दुनिया की नौका लगा दो किनारे, आ जाओ ब्रह्मा बाबा हमारे। आना ही होगा, आना ही होगा, आना ही होगा।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone.